Hey, good morning, everyone. This is Millennial Trader here from the Millennial Trader YouTube channel. Today is February 21st, 2025, and today we're going to flip the script a little bit, and we're going to do this episode's crypto review in the morning. So, good morning, February 21st, 2025. We're going to take a look at 5 coins today: Bitcoin, Ethereum, XCN, Litecoin, and then check back in on a meme coin called PEPE and see if there's any signs of life. So that's the title of today's episode: Is the market finally waking up? Let's go right into the charts. Okay, so with Bitcoin currently, nothing has materially changed since the previous episode. Um, as we were previously discussing, so I'm not gonna go too much into detail related to this, but we were consolidating for months and months for the better part of 2024, and then from this particular signal right here, that was effectively your go signal to start um, potentially averaging in or putting on a full position at that point in time. Subsequently, we've peaked at these DeMark 13 signals, both combo and sequential. So in my last episode, I said if this is the top, it would generally be as a result of this signal up here. And so far, for the better part of 8 weeks, we've just been consolidating back and forth between this $95,000 level and $100,000 level. So neither the bulls or the bears are able to make any particular headway in either direction. But I anticipate sooner rather than later, we will get that convincing move that will tell us which way we'll be heading for the rest of the year. Um, my own personal analysis is that you still want to be leaning bullish because we're still on an active 5 of 13 count. And so long as we continue to hold above this 95,731 level, the bears are not making any major attempt to break that level. In which case, we could again potentially continue to consolidate for the next 7 weeks. But ultimately, my lean is to the bulls at the current point in time, and ultimately, I think the top for Bitcoin, at least for 2025, could potentially be this 111 area right here. It's yet to be seen, but still want to be favoring the bulls at this point in time. Okay, let's look at Ethereum. So with Ethereum, as I previously mentioned, so we notice how we bottomed on a 9 count right here. And since that point in time, we've had Ethereum starting to make a bounce. So is this potentially the signal to effectively wake up the crypto market? And I say that because when we're looking at the Ichimoku indicator, whenever there is a thinning of the cloud, that generally means it's much easier for price to pierce through it and ultimately hold above it than it is if, say, we were, if we look at this area right here where the cloud is very wide, in which case there's a lot of uncertainty. You don't really know where specifically price will end up. In this particular case, ultimately, we see that price pushed higher, but that's a reflection of a few other indications back here that led you to see that it was, from a risk reward point of view, worthwhile to start getting long here at this particular candle. So, I'm not necessarily losing my head over this, but it's just something that I'm watching. And potentially, as I previously mentioned, this could potentially be the start of where Ethereum ultimately outperforms Bitcoin for 2025, and that's essentially my biggest call for the year. Because if I show on a relative strength point of view, using the same DeMark indicators and the Ichimoku cloud, again, we see that unrelatedly, we also completed a -9 signal here, indicating potential exhaustion, coupled with the fact that I also see two recently completed -13 signals from both sequential and combo. So from a risk reward point of view, to me that just makes sense. If you're looking to make a stand from a bullish point of view, this is the area that you want to. And you'll see here that there's this purple line, horizontal line, which is effectively the longest standing support line going back to when this program was capturing the price data for Ethereum and Bitcoin. So, it's not to say that Ethereum is going to, just shoot back up to $4,000, but if you're looking for which coin can potentially make more on a percentage basis in 2025, this could potentially be the signal to start that outperformance in Ethereum. And, like I said, it wouldn't be a bad idea to potentially start accumulating at this point in time, because the effectiveness of these indicators are such that they're often right more than they are wrong. So to me, it would make sense to at least start to initiate a position here with the potential to at least consider taking partial profits at 29.34, and then if we can hold above that level, then we're probably getting back to that 3,000 and over time 3,700. So that's Ethereum at this point in time. Again, the only thing that I'm kind of wary of is the fact that MACD is still has a bearish momentum, but I think over time, as the averages kind of work themselves out, this line will start to creep back up. And generally, the MACD is actually slower indicating or a lagging indicator compared to the DeMark signals. So that's also an indication as to why I look at it, but I don't necessarily base my trades off of that. And if we look back here, this 9 signal back here, it was several weeks early before the MACD cross occurred. So, you could have, had you identified the -9 signal in September, the week of September 2024, you would have had several additional percentages of outperformance in Ethereum, and ultimately exiting at a particular point in time thereafter. All right, so let's move on to XCN. So Kryptonite, not a coin that I look at often, but somebody in the comments had asked for my review. So the one thing that I'm going to do is change the scale from price to log, and I do that just because the um, the disparity in price kind of makes the analysis not meaningful, just because you started at a coin that was like 1/1000th of a penny versus now where it's at a penny right now. So just to make the analysis easier and more understandable, I'm going to change the scale to log so that it makes things makes price data a little bit more cleaner. So all right, so this is the first time that I'm looking at it. So what I notice here is the signals were very effective in identifying both tops and bottoms. And what I mean is, so we have a 9, the completion of a of a 9 top up here, which ultimately led to several weeks of declines, and then as price held, this TD buy signal. TD buy is basically the you can call it the highest point in in the sequential model from when the count generated. And in this particular case, it's looking from the highest price from the -9 count back here. And that's just it's a signal where the software will stop looking for the completion of a 13 if price exceeds that highest high, or in a bearish market, or the lowest low in a bullish market environment. So the fact that price held here and didn't break through indicated that this count, which potentially was looking for the completion of a -13, stopped, and price reversed, and we ultimately we saw that price pushed back up. Ultimately, this signal was looking for the completion, well, sorry, this signal back here was looking for the completion of a 13, which is this one right here, and then that resulted in a temporary top, but ultimately there was an active sequential 9 count in the process of completing, which happened to be here, and because price held the bottom of the cloud, that was further indication to continue to hold, and ultimately that resulted in a significant gap up, move up to where we now have recently completed a 13. And when I'm looking at this recently completed 13, what I'm noticing is this could potentially be the top for the coin, because two things. So on this move higher, we reached the full propulsion exhaustion level. And generally speaking, the propulsion areas are areas of support and resistance, and the fact that we've exceeded 2 levels which happen to also be on the completion of a 13, that to me likely indicates a temporary top. And now we're in the process of completing an active -1 of 9 count, and notice that we didn't really have much support as we made this major move up. So to me, it would make sense that we potentially kind of fade back and retest certain levels. The first one being this 0.012 level, and then if we close below it, then I'm thinking we're going to retest this initial breakout right here. And the fact that the Ichimoku cloud both prices below the baseline and the conversion line just indicates to me that there's heavy resistance. I anticipate heavy resistance for a number of weeks, which will ultimately um, fade price down lower. So I wouldn't necessarily be in the coin right now. I would generally want to wait for if the opportunity presented itself for price to potentially come back to this 0.006 level, or um, all the way back to this 0.002 level, which then will have significant support. And over time, we might be able to retest these most recent highs. But I would stay out of the coin. All right, Litecoin. So Litecoin is currently has bullish momentum. The MACD came close to the signal line, but now we see the momentum picking back up, and we're currently on a 3 of 9 count. So potentially in 6 additional weeks, that could potentially represent a temporary top. Where do I potentially see us stopping out at, or topping out at this 167.8, 167 level, because that was the last known area of cloud resistance looking back here. Um, so that's what I see for Litecoin. I would continue to be bullish the coin, playing for potentially going back to this 167 level. All right, last but not least, PEPE coin. So we bottomed on a 9 right here. We held this cloud support area, and so long as we continue to hold this area, I would anticipate that this is probably the low. And over time, I think we'll make our way back up to uh, this 19213 level. Uh, so it's yet to be seen. The only thing that I'm cautious of is the fact that the MACD is still uh, widely, uh, sorry, the indicator shows bearish momentum still, and I guess over time, this will potentially tighten back up. In which case, we might get a MACD cross several weeks later. But I like the fact that we continue to hold this bottom of the cloud. The lagging line also held its baseline and is moving back up. So potentially you could play for, if you initiate a long now, you could potentially look to play it to this 12,532 level. All right, that's it for today. I just wanted to make a quick video. It's still a bullish environment. You want to continue to be long the major coins. Be wary of a lot of these altcoins, because the altcoin space, the picture is significantly different. And that's it for now. Millennial Trader out.